This video was highly requested and it is long awaited by many Vegas fans and NHL fans altogether, and I'm just finally getting around to it. The Vegas Golden Knights. What the hell's happening? Losing streaks, salary caps, and the injuries all pile up into the Vegas Golden Knights being in deep trouble. Now let's take a look at the wild card race. In first, you have the Nashville Predators with a 39-25-4 record. Welp, they kind of fell off a little bit. Next, you have the Vegas Golden Knights, who the team we're talking about today, obviously, with a 38-28-4. So they do have the second wildcard spot, but it's kind of a tight race on whoever gets it. The outside looking in right now, you got Dallas, who's not far behind at all. You got Winnipeg, you got Vancouver, and you got Anaheim. So if Vegas can hold this out, they are technically in the playoffs, but one losing streak, maybe even losing 3 or 4 games in a row, could cause them the season. Thankfully, Vegas' upcoming schedule is somewhat on the favoring side of them, unlike everything else. But on the good side of things, there is some scorers in the desert who are really having breakout seasons for the Vegas Golden Knights. Let's start off with Jonathan Marchessault. He has 64 games played this season, 27 goals, 29 assists for 56 points. He's been superb for Vegas' forward core. As well as that, Chandler Stevenson, who's second in scoring, really took a step up this season. 67 games played, 17 goals, 36 assists for 54 points. An underrated forward who is kind of having a breakout season for the Vegas Golden Knights. And as well as that, Shea Theodore, a defenseman who keeps staying bloody underrated with 66 games played, 10 goals, 30 assists for 40 points. Other guys who are having really good seasons for the Vegas Golden Knights are Nicholas Waugh and Evgeny Dadnoff. Dadnoff is the most interesting one with me because he was nearly traded to the Anaheim Ducks, and then it got voided. It's honestly funny how stupid some people in the NHL can be. How do you not know that he has a no-trade clause going to all the teams in California? Dadnoff is kind of having a revenge tour. He went in there and scored a couple of goals for the Knights. He's kind of cooled off a little bit, but he was looking really hot there in the first 2 games after the deadline. Now, we're missing a lot of big-name players on the Vegas Golden Knights. It isn't just Marchessault and Waugh and Dadnoff and Stevenson carrying this team. A lot of other stuff has gone on. Starting off with the guy that they traded for earlier this season, Jack Eichel. For the better half of 2021, it was very uncertain where Jack Eichel would head off to. There was rumors of him going to the Rangers, rumors of him going to the Hurricanes, and eventually it ended off with him being traded to the Vegas Golden Knights after a lot of disagreement with Buffalo. It took Eichel some time to get back into the lineup while other players who were traded away, Peyton Krebs and Alex Tuch, flourished with the Buffalo Sabres. Eichel made his debut on February 16th, which was my birthday. You can call it the Eichel curse. Since he debuted on February 16th, the Vegas Golden Knights have amounted to a 9-12 record, including losing to Eichel's old team in Buffalo with Peyton Krebs and Alex Tuch scoring 2 of the 3 goals. That's awkward. Now, after that game, Eichel, who has 17 points in 23 games since his return, said some very salty things about the Sabres. Take a look.
The intensity of the crowd, the moves.
That's about the loudest I've heard this place ever. Really? After it only took 7 years of me leaving.
Yeah, add some salt to that wound, Eichel. Now, for being for real, I don't think Eichel is the main reason why the Vegas Golden Knights are struggling. There is a much bigger issue than Jack Eichel. To be honest with you, the Vegas Golden Knights have been so unlucky this year with injuries. I don't even know if you want to call it a bug. Honestly, I'd call it a rodent. The injury rodent is hitting it real here, as well as that the LTIR loophole is being used. Mark Stone, the biggest player on LTIR right now for the Vegas Golden Knights, $9.5 million. You got Riley Smith on LTIR as well. He's taking out $5 million. Combine that up, that is over us for a total of $14.5 million. And then you have Max Pacioretty on injury reserve, not even on LTIR, on injury reserve, who is taking up $7 million. Combine all that up, $14.5 million plus $7 million, that amounts to $21.5 million on injury reserve. And when you look at Vegas' scoring last year in 2021, 2 of those 3 players were top 3 in scoring. So they're missing a lot of good players. Now, believe it or not, this situation was actually worse. At one point, you had Alex Martinez on LTIR as well, and then you had Robin Leonard and Jack Eichel also getting injured too. That's what I did take into consideration when I was making the notes for this video. Vegas is missing a lot of their very key, consistent, and good players, so it makes sense why they're struggling. Now, regarding the LTR loophole, the NHL did look into it. They did have a meeting, if I'm not mistaken, 1 or 2 weeks ago, and they decided not to close it off because many GMs voted against it. Now, this LTR loophole has existed for forever, and nobody really cared about it. The Blackhawks used it in 2015 to win their Stanley Cup. Nobody really cared. It really gained traction when the Tampa Bay Lightning used it last year, putting Nikita Kucherov on LTIR. When Tampa was on the road to their second straight Stanley Cup, you had players like Dougie Hamilton on the Carolina Hurricanes at the time coming on and saying, well, we lost to a team with $18 million over the cap. What do you want us to do? And this year, teams have started using it. The Vegas Golden Knights were the first to use it, and the Florida Panthers. Now, transitioning out of the injury road, and let's take a look at something we look at in pretty much every video when we talk about a certain team, the goaltending. Now, personally, I do not think the goaltending is the issue here, and that is saying a lot because I've had my doubts about Robin Lehner since this guy was traded. So far this season, Robin Lehner has a 21-15-1 record with a 2.77 goals against average and a .909 save percentage. That is pretty good considering I've had my big doubts on Robin Lehner, especially in last year's playoffs. Laurent Brassois, who's a new addition to this Vegas goaltending tandem, he is 10-9-3 this season with a 2.90 goals against average and a .895 save percentage. I've been a big fan of Brassois. He's not really having the best of seasons. Logan Thompson, who's the third goalie there, he's really risen up from the Vegas' depth charts. He's 7-4-0 this season with a 2.55 goals against average and a .921 save percentage. Lastly, I want to take a look at your next 9 games for your Vegas Golden Knights, and thankfully, a lot of these games are teams that are below them. They start off on April 6th against the Vancouver Canucks on Wednesday. They definitely need to win that. April 9th against the Arizona Coyotes. April 12th against the Canucks again. Those Canucks games are going to come really key there because they will determine whether or not Vegas makes the playoffs and Vancouver misses the playoffs. Calgary, they face them on April 14th. They need to win that game. They're above them. Edmonton, as well as that April 16th, they need to win that too. The New Jersey Devils on April 18th. That's probably the easiest game you have out of all those, besides Arizona, obviously. April 20th against the Washington Capitals. That's a Stanley Cup rematch. April 24th against the San Jose Sharks. And April 26th against the Dallas Stars, who are right on the Vegas Golden Knights' ass. With all the things we discussed so far, nobody can disagree that the Vegas Golden Knights have been absolutely plagued with bad luck this year. Now, combine Jack Eichel's salt with salary cap issues and losing streaks and hard schedules and injuries, it all combines into a big disaster for your Desert Knights. Now, I personally don't know if Vegas makes the playoffs. There's a lot of factors that play into it. They got a lot of teams looking on them there now. The race for the playoffs is tight in the Western Conference. You got Dallas, you got Winnipeg, and although the odds are slim, Vancouver. Now, there's a lot of people out there who hate the Golden Knights, and a lot of people who want to see them go through the pain that a lot of other hockey fans have been through. Nonetheless, it really comes down to these next couple games, and we'll get to see whether or not the Vegas Golden Knights make the playoffs. Anyways, that is it for me. You guys want to see some more Vegas Golden Knights related content, take a look at the eye icon right here showing you all my Vegas Golden Knights related videos I have ever made. Anyways, thank you for watching Friday Sports Late. I really do appreciate you guys to subscribe. That would be amazing. We've been gaining a lot of traction lately on all of our social medias. By the way, follow the Instagram. We just recently hit 1,000 followers on there. You can take a look in the bio down below, right where you're seeing this video. Just scroll down and you'll see my Instagram. You can also follow my Twitter, Discord, everything else. Anyways, thank you for watching Friday Sports Late. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in